Okay. That's for that. Sweet. They're so good at this. I've done it like freaking 5 times in the last 10 rounds. Voila. Now for my next trick. I'm gonna pull these all the way forward, which I can do after I'm wasting time. I don't know if that dowel pin is gonna stick out too much.
Are you putting new Loctite on these?
Yeah, we're not using those ones. We gotta use the shorter ones. There's some in the top of the box.
Are you gonna stack it?
Yeah, you can throw it in there though. So.
Go ahead. A hammer?
A hammer.
This is what happened.
14.
So what are you doing?
We are swapping out the flywheel because the flywheel got chewed up, but swapping out the flywheel consisted of swapping out the starter and swapping out the release bearing because we're putting a different flywheel altogether in here. So first world problems.
Tell them about your starter too.
Oh yeah, the starter needs to be swapped because the low voltage caused the starter to not engage with the teeth on the flywheel exactly. So that caused the starter to eat up the flywheel teeth. Don't ask questions, little girl, just do it.
Mom wants to know if your friends want some great punch.
Maggie, don't even ask, just bring it.
I don't want cherry, I'll upset my stomach.
You boy.
So we're out here at CBM because all that stuff that Micah just said happened on practice day the other day.
0 practice runs.
Yeah, got all bad runs because having issues with the car.
One left?
Not one.
And now today it is comp day. It's 8:39. We gotta be back at Irwindale by noon for driver's meeting.
Noon is driver's meeting, 12:45.
12:45 is practice.
5 is comp.
I mean, thankfully you have a bye run, so comp is 5, but this is still a lot to do in a matter of a few hours. I woke up this morning, I was like, looks like it's gonna be a Hail Mary today, boys.
Why do you sound like a Southern high school football coach?
I was half awake when I said that.
Looks like it's gonna be Hail Mary today, boys. So what the fuck? What happened to my wife?
You thought the last car was gonna be the only Hail Mary you gotta do in your life.
Oh, hell.
Oh hell no. Everybody knows Steven. That's
Oh
my
yes,
brother.
this is Steven, Micah's
You
brother.
know, now you know.
Now you know.
You know.
You know. They know. They don't know? That's their problem.
See Micah's belly.
Hey, what are you doing, dude? Look at that Pillsbury Doughboy that you guys. What the hell's the matter with you?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
And then he said if alternator sees those types of spikes, what it'll do is it'll cause a rev limiter to be super early, like 45, 5,000 RPM, which is what it was doing. We haven't pulled any logs, so we don't know what the voltage was at when we were doing that. But he said that the alternator, if it sees like on and off, on and off, on and off, like what it was doing because of the loose wire, that it'll like spike it and ruin it.
Now what do you think's happened at the one
like,
time?
Oh, that caused this.
Yeah. And it just turns it off or what?
No,
Goes
it
into
just won't,
a lit
like when
mode.
you start getting a bunch of freaking amperage coming out of it, it like turns on and off the alternator by itself. It's already like burned out, so it can't hold the load. So the black alternator's in there. We got to swap that out onto this. And then there's like a cracked spark plug on one of these because of us having to drop the headers to get the bell housing out. We'll find it once the car goes back up in the air. Then we got to swap it, but I think the spark plugs are in right here. Alternator, spark plug. Yeah, move the wheels around out there. Go ahead. There you go. There we go. Now, this has to be seated inside that lip. See that lip?
Yeah.
Like that. The U-bolts over here. It's the 9/16, Steven?
I got it.
Wrench, 14. Yeah. Don't go pretty tight on them. So remember, one side tightens.
Do you have another socket?
Take them down even, then run them nice and soft. Another socket. Hear all that crazy ass noise? That feels super weird. Put the jack underneath the rear, under the diff. Just put it on the floor and I'll drive around in the parking lot. That feels different.
Where'd he go?
Right on the street.
We lost one. Did we lose one?
Yeah.
Probably in the parking lot because this is where it's bumpy on the road. Out there, it's smooth.
Alright, we'll look for it.
We just did the butt dyno and it seems like it's doing all right. We'll see what happens. It's always the first corner. You throw it in the first corner and cut. So if it doesn't cut in the first corner, then it should be good. Spot and then all of a sudden it's like
It takes you a second to climb to the top. Like you're throwing it out. I can see where you throw it, and then like your car like waits, and then it takes a second to get up on the wall, and then you're running. But
right. That's exactly what it's just like not super alive right when I clutch kick it. It's not like bam, like the power's there. It's like woo, and then it climbs into it. I want to find those limits so I know what's too much. But that flick off the bank is gangster though, no? Don't lie. It's just too much. Just calm down. We get it. You like to party.
I'm Rod, and I like to party.
My name is Rod, and I like to party.
Hey guys, welcome to the channel.
Today I'll be showing you guys how to win first place.
Today I'm gonna teach you how to drift, even though I can barely do it myself. Dang, at somebody. So we're here. We're at Irwindale, home track. Feels good to be home. It's very nice having a shop local and CBM and all the boys and even my brothers able to be here. My other brother's coming out too whenever he decides he's gonna be set free. Anyways, the car's working now, the alternator's working now, the car has power. Now it's just getting used to the track and how much grip and horsepower this thing makes, which is a lot different than the white car. So my crew's giving me crap about not throwing angle in the big bank, but the car doesn't come alive exactly right away. So I kind of have to like be shallow until it starts to come alive, and then at the end of it, it's like all the angle in the world, it feels like, which I could be high. You kind of have like this driver facade when you're in the car. Everything seems closer, everything seems faster, and then you watch a video on the outside, you're like, dude, 10 cars behind, 16 feet off the wall. But we're getting comfy. I can finally like trust the car. It's working, it's not cutting out anymore. So that was pretty much our first practice session of the whole weekend. Those are like the first laps we were able to complete without, I mean, a couple of them, we had one person crash in front of us. But we'll see what happens. We got top 16 against Mike Powers, so that'll be fun. Mike's a good driver. He's been throwing down some really good leads, so we'll just try to stick with him. Essentially, we're probably just not going to throw as much angle, stay shallow, stay close. Shallow as far as angle. Try to stay close with him and just trust him, because he hasn't really made a real big mistake. He seems like he's dialed, so that's stuff I'll talk to Frankie about. But from what I can see from where I'm sitting, he looks like he's doing good, so we'll just trust him, and we're going to chase first, so we have to just dominate the chase right away. We can't not dominate the chase.
Keep the skinny pedal down.
Well, I lifted.
How are you feeling?
You know, feeling good.
Another tire stacks.
Always get pumped up with that national anthem, that's for sure.
Another driver less than an hour from here. He's about to hold fast another beautiful looking BMW. More on than that. Make some noise for Micah Diaz.
Micah Diaz will lead. Look at that. He is firing. Literally hold fast, not hold slow. Micah Diaz initiates into the bank. Diaz, middle of the bank. Oh, drops down quite a bit. Has power. It's like he struggles to hang with them, but he hung out longer, higher on the bank, so I think Diaz was having some issues. Oh, and look at this, power. He is in that smoke trail around that front clip. Diaz, oh, gets out of shape. He hits the pylons. Unfortunately, Diaz just a little too loosey-goosey. I know Micah Diaz gained a lot of notoriety. He went into the Hoonigan factory and ripped around and took what they call the man line, and he ripped another vehicle around their facility. Gained a lot of notoriety there and a lot of fans, but right now he needs to tighten it up quite a bit.
You know, Power didn't really have a lot of proximity in this run, but it's really hard to fault him, right? I mean, Micah Diaz is really down low on the bank, and you could see Power sees that, makes an adjustment, and tries to go after him. But then again, he's just on the inside line of outside zone 2. So in a sense, from the big bank, he was kind of running away. Not intentionally. I don't think drivers really do that because they know it's going to go against them.
Right.
But he's definitely taking a tighter line, which is going to be a quicker line. So this is an opportunity for Power. Have that conversation with the spotter and say, hey, look, get a good qualifying style type lead run here, and you're going to put yourself in a good position to move on.
Here we go. Power, Diaz. Who's moving on? Who's going against Kelsey Rawlings in the grade 8? Power out front. Let's see how he initiates. You see, quick little stumble there on initiation, but then throws a lot of angle at it. Gangsters all get out. Power. Now here comes Diaz. Into that inner bank goes Power. Diaz wall shy. Wow, Power all the way out there. Diaz taking a shallower line. About the second hash mark, that's where Diaz was on his lead run. Lead versus lead, chase versus chase run. You can see Power, set it and forget it, drops it right into that outside zone and crosses the finish line.
You know, I feel like this is one of those runs where the judges are really going to look closely at the comparative lead runs, because Diaz did have a moment there at the end where he started to gain some proximity, but clearly the lead run from Power is better. He was on a mid-high line on the bank, which Diaz didn't really do, and he had a really strong inner bank as well. So let's take a look at this. You can see that Diaz had some nice proximity at inside clip 1, but he's on a tighter line here, much lower, and Powers is super close to the wall on that second outside zone. So Diaz is finding some opportunities here because he's on a tighter line to get that proximity, but Power is doing the right thing as the lead driver. He was a little bit wide on that inside clip, but overall, as the lead driver, comparatively speaking, it was a solid performance here, right on the edge of outside zone 3, finishing up strong. And big ups to Diaz for catching him there and staying on that line. But I have a feeling, yep, at least one judge is already going for it. Here we go, yep.
And there it is. Mike Power gets the victory. Mike Power advances on.
That drop to 38 was a good call. That made the car feel way faster and grippier in the rear end. So rotating through inner clip 1 didn't feel so loose. Felt way tighter and snug. We just need to get more time with the tire. So we'll see, we're in 7th. We're tied for 7th right now. We just need to see like what new guys that are in the top 8 come in and who drops out and stuff like that. So we're kind of gatekeeping. Kelsey was ahead of us.
Kelsey was behind you, so now she's going to be ahead of you.
She's going to be ahead of us, so we're probably in 7th now because she just won her battle. Well, Stu crashed, which was super gnarly crash, especially to watch that happen and then pull up to the line. I was like, whoo! I just like blocked it out, but I was like, because I was watching the live stream on my phone.
You already experienced all that, so you kind of know.
We've been there.
Kind of know what not to do and what to do.
Yeah.
In that situation.
That run with Mike was the first lap complete that we did the whole time we were here.
Yeah.
I liked chasing Mike too, because I was like, I'm just gonna chase his ass down, I'll just throw it wherever he goes and just follow him. So I tried. Once we got into the infield, I was chasing him. Like I was watching his tail lights. Well, that's the first season. We'll see if we're in the top 8. If we are and we get a Pro 1 license in our first year, that's pretty cool. But if we stay down, I'm putting a freaking Pro Charger on this thing and we're gonna be running like 5 PSI in tires. Trying to inch through gearing and inch through tire pressure. Like playing a game like that sucks. Compared to like someone like Mike, he's got his car, they told me he's got his car turned all the way up. He's not guessing on tire pressure. Like that's probably all he's doing. The gears are like, oh yeah, just leave it. Car will break through it, no problem. Once I felt like, cause I felt the tension on this back right wheel. So I could feel it like on the bank. And then right when I felt that, that's when I felt like comfort. Well, I can control how much more tension I give it throughout the bank. So I started feeling it when I think a little bit when I was leading and then more when I was chasing. I felt that tension. So I was like, okay, like this is comfortable. I know that I have the corner, like the car's locked in. And then just rotating through the infield has always been a struggle for me because I just don't trust fools and I get lost in the smoke low key. Just too soon. Too soon, Junior.
Big dog.